Hello dear friends, my name is Jitendra Bafna. I am Senior MuleSoft Architect. In this video, we are going to see how to enable a persistent object store using Anypoint Clustering JDBC. So basically we will see how we can enable a persistent object store. So like how we can persist the object store data into MySQL database. So MuleSoft provided one option when you are using the clustering. You can use a database or JDBC database as a persistent store basically. Okay. So like there are three database allowed for enabling the persistency of data using Anypoint clustering. So one is like MS SQL, that is Microsoft SQL, then PostgreSQL, and third is MySQL database. In this demo, we are going to use MySQL as a database for making the object store data persistent. Okay, so why we want to make a data persistent, object store persistent? Because like if there are multiple node or like multiple node within the same cluster, they can share a same object store. Even like with non-persistent you can do that. Like with non-persistent it will store the data in the data grid, like in memory basically, and it will be shared across both the node or like whatever number of instance available in the clustering basically. But with this persistent data object store, we get one advantage. In case of like server get crash and the like server got restarted, the data will be not lost. But in case of in memory, the data will be lost, right? So that is the advantage we are getting here. So let me go through one slide. So basically, you can persistently store a JDBC data in the central system that is accessible by all the cluster node when using the Mule runtime on premise. So this is applicable for your on premise only. So basically, like you can you can persist the data or you can persist the object store data in JDBC, and that data can be shared by an like n number of nodes in the cluster basically. There can be two nodes or there can be four nodes, they can share the same data basically. Okay, object store persistent is not currently supported for Mule application which are deployed to RTF basically. Okay, and like currently the following relational database systems are supported. One is MySQL 5.5 plus, then PostgreSQL 9, and Microsoft SQL 2014 plus. Okay, so these are the things supported for the persistent object store. Okay, we will see that the first thing. So basically we will create two node first. So basically let me go back to, yeah. So basically I have node 1 and node 2 on the same machine. So I can start the Mule runtime first. Then I can go to, this is my Mule home, and I can go to bin and I can start the Mule runtime. So let's wait while it's starting the Mule runtime. It got started. Now second thing what we will do, so I will go to node 1. I will, okay, bin. The next thing what I will do, I will go to runtime manager. Under runtime manager you can go to servers. So I can use add server mule 1. So I will give node 1 as mule 1 and I can copy this command. Then I can run, I can go to this bin folder of mule of node 1. Then I can get cmd and like I'll paste this command. For Windows you need to remove dot slash. Okay, so yeah, same thing I will do with 2. I will go to mule home, then bin. Okay, then I will say command prompt paste. This time I will change the instance name to mule 2, right? So you can see everything has been created successfully. Both, now I will stop everything. I will restart the mule runtime. I will start on 2 and then I will start on node 1. Let's refresh. Here you can see both the instance has been registered and it is in created state. So once the mule runtime will restart, so they will be in a active or running state basically. Okay, so yeah, you can see the mule 1 and 2 is in running state. Okay, now what I will do, I will create a cluster. So I have already created a lot of videos on clustering, right? So I will like suggest, if you need to understand what is the clustering and what is the server group and like why we are doing this operation, so you can go through those videos basically. So now I will create a cluster. Let me check. Let's wait. Yeah, so I can create a cluster. I can say mule demo cluster. Then I will select both the instance. Either you can create unicast and multicast. I have already explained what is difference between unicast and multicast in my previous video. You can go through that. So I will just select the IP here. I will say create cluster. Once I will say create cluster, you will notice something is happening in our command prompt also. So like it will try to restart both the node right now. So you can see it is doing that. Okay, so you can see it should be in running state now, so it should become green. So let me refresh it, but still we haven't enabled a persistent object store up, like so I want to see that. So I'm waiting for this to be in running state, so it will be coming in running state soon. Let me refresh it. It should be green now. Yeah, you can see this is green. Okay, so now you can see, like so you have created the cluster. This is not a persistent here, like we cannot make it a persistent object store. So now what we have to use, like we will use MySQL as a persistent data store. Okay, so for that what we have to do, so like you have to go to this particular part to enable the object store persistence, create a database and define the configuration values in the mule home dot mule cluster dot properties. So we have to add this 5 properties. Okay, so let me explain all these 5 properties. I will go to Notepad. The first thing, you have to give a JDBC URL, right? So I will give my JDBC URL. So it will be like that, JDBC. Then I'm using MySQL // then I can use localhost, then 3306 / I will give a database name object store. Okay, then you have to give a username, your username, like so you have to give your MySQL username. I will use the root username. You can use anything, so like not anything, in sense like you can use some different user also. So at the rate of, so I'm using my password also. Then you have to give a JDBC driver. So this is your JDBC driver. So this is the latest version of SQL JDBC driver, com.mysql.cj.jdbc.driver. So this driver may change depending on your JDBC database. For Microsoft SQL it will be different, and for PostgreSQL it will be different, and you have to provide a strategy. So right now it support 3 databases: MySQL, MS SQL and Postgres. So I will use the strategy as MySQL. So these are the 5 properties you need to define. One is like where is your JDBC URL, the password and username for the database. Then like you have to create you have to give the driver. So this is the latest driver for MySQL, and like JDBC store query strategy, that is MySQL. Right now it support 3 kind of like this query strategy: MySQL, MS SQL and Postgres. I will copy this. Now what you have to do, so like so you have to go to your mule runtime. Under mule runtime you will see .mule folder. Under that you will see mule cluster.properties file. So you will see all the cluster properties. You add all these 5 properties at the end of that. Okay, that's the one thing. Same thing you have to do with the node 2. So you can go to .mule. Okay, then like you can add like this. Okay, so we have added. Now the other thing, we have to create one database. So basically we have give the database name as a object store. You can give us some different name also, but in our properties file we have given this as a object store. So make sure so you are giving the same name. So I can say object store, then I can execute query. So I will refresh it. So you can see object store. Right now there is a no table. Okay, so that's the one thing you have to do. Apart from that, you have to provide a driver file. So basically, so latest version of the driver file. So I have this my connector Java 8.026 jar. So you need this driver file. So MySQL connector Java 8.026. So you can got it from internet. So you can download that. So I'm copying this file. Again, I will go to mule runtime. So clustering. I will go to my first node. Under first node, I will go to lib. Under user, I will paste this file. Okay. Same thing I will do with second node, and I will go to lib, I will go to user, I will paste this file. Okay, so now you can see I have done all the steps for enabling the persistent object store. The next thing, you need to restart your cluster. So you can go it here. So you can just say, you can select the servers and you can say restart from here. So yeah, I want both to restart. Once you say restart, so you can see something happen on your command prompt for node 1 and node 2. Let's wait. It's starting. Yeah, it's running. So you can see everything is good. Let me check if anything got have changes to database. Nothing. Okay, it's fine. So you can see everything is good. So right now nothing will happen. So what we will do, we create one small application. Okay, good. So yeah, so I think we are able to connect everything. There is a no error related to MySQL connection. So it looks good. So now I will create one small I've already created one small application. So like I have a listener. So I will just change this port to 8081. Okay, in store. So basically what I'm doing, like I getting the key as like attribute dot query params dot name. So what I will do, so like I can say something called like query params dot key, or basically I can say attributes dot query params dot key. Then I can say attributes dot query params dot value. Okay, so I'm passing my query. Okay, so I'm reading key and value from my query params. So that's one thing. Then like make sure you configure the proper object store. So in my case I keep this as a persistent. Okay, so you also make sure that is persistent, and http listener 8081. I will save my application, export. Let me check everything is good. Yeah, so I will export this to desktop. Okay, so next thing, I will copy this application and I will go to node 1. So this is my node 1 mule runtime. I will go to apps folder. I will deploy the application. Now what I will do, see I cannot deploy like application with same port number on two different cluster. Like if they on two different node, if they are exist on same server, if they are exist on different server, you can definitely deploy with same port number. But in this case I want to change the port number to 8082. That's a change. Okay, hopefully everything is good. Application is getting deployed. Yeah, so let me check port is change is not. Yeah, port is change. Save it. I will export it. Then I will deploy this application on port 2. Okay, so I will copy this. I will deploy this application on node 2. I can go to apps, deploy. You can see application is deployed. Let me check if there any error with no. Let me check table. So you can see it will add some table. So it add like table. Okay. So when you will be accessing object store, okay. So what will happen? It will add two more table, one table for storing the data, another table for store partition. Right. So right now I haven't sent any request. So right. So if you see, I haven't sent a single request basically. So if I see if my application got deployed, so what I will do, I will send some request. So let me check HTTP localhost 8081. I can say test, and I can say key is equals to name and value is equals to Jitendra. Let me check if it works. Okay, you can see it has been successfully worked. And let me check, it automatically, it should create a table. You can see it create a partition table and objects to table. So let me like query this. Okay, so I can say, let me check what data exists. Select star from. Okay, so let me execute this query. So you can see I put key as a name and value is there, right? Same way. So basically like I can use a second node also. So in second node my port is 8082 and I want to use age which is 25, enter. So let me check in database. So you can say age has been also added. So you can see like both the node are sharing the same database, like and also we are persisting our data in a MySQL database. In case even the server goes down or server like crashes, your data will be not lost, which has been stored by object store. Okay, so it's very useful, like how we can enable the persistent object store using JDBC anypoint clustering with anypoint clustering. So this is very useful. So yeah, so this is how you can enable a persistent object store, but this is not applicable in runtime fabric manager or cloud hub. Basically this is purely for your customer hosted or on-premise mule runtime. Basically even customer hosted runtime fabric manager will also not support this. It is purely for your on-premise mule runtime, or even like you can definitely deploy this mule runtime in private private cloud or something like that. And also you can enable this kind of persistent object store, but it is not support for runtime fabric manager. I hope you like the video. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, please click on like and subscribe button.